Hey guys, welcome to another video on my channel. So I've been driving around in Himachal Pradesh for the past 10 days. I've got this beast for company, the 2020 Mahindra Thar. And in this video, I'm going to tell you all about my first-hand experience with this lovely car. This is not a paid video. I'm not an auto journalist. So everything I'm going to tell you is going to be the truth, nothing else.
Before you go, someday you'll know.
So, initial impressions. If you haven't seen the Thar in the flesh and if you only seen it in pictures and videos, trust me, it's a stunner. It's extremely good looking, it's got tremendous road presence, turns heads everywhere. In fact, if you buy it, even you'll be admiring it all day.
And now you're gone.
However, it's also massive. It's definitely wider than the previous generation Thar. I don't know if it's longer, I didn't compare the specs, but it's definitely wider and yes, definitely taller. With these trekking boots, I'm 5'10", and for me getting in and out is an effort. I have to climb into the Thar. You can't just sit into the Thar like a gentleman or a little lady. You gotta climb into it. So you go like this, you gotta fucking climb. Remember, I'm 5 feet 10 inches with my trekking boots on. You get in. So I'll tell you what, it feels so good, man. You know, it feels like you're driving a real vehicle, you know, a real Thar. Sitting on top here on the roof, I'm towering over everything. Even Diya who's recording, thank you Diya, she's like right down there. So yeah, it's wider, it's taller, it's a big car, it's got tremendous street presence, looks very good. So on the inside, you know, it's surprisingly small. I won't say it's crampy. I mean, when you first look at the Thar from the outside, it's so big, you come in, the cabin feels a little small. Once again, I'm saying it's not crampy, it's got enough space. It's got all the creature comforts that any modern day SUV has. You can Google it, I'm not going to bore you with all that. So this is the diesel automatic, and honestly, I've never been a fan of diesel vehicles. You know, they're heavy, they're sluggish, they vibrate so much. You know, I never found it a good driving experience. Even the earlier Thar was heavy and it just wasn't a good highway car. You know, it take you forever to get to point A to point B. It take you forever to get to a decent top speed. This diesel engine is a big improvement on that. The response is immediate. I step on it and I'm at 110, 120, 130 in no time. It's planted. There's no stress. Although it's a tall car, the CEAT dual sport tires do a decent job on tarmac. Good grip, no complaints. Even if I want a sudden burst of power, I step on it and I've got it. I can do quick overtakes. However, since it's a tall car, since it's got dual sport tires, you cannot do any high-speed cornering on this. You're going to be thrown about, and it's not surprising because the suspension is pretty stiff. It's going to throw you when you lean into the corners. Even on the highways, I can't go above 80 if I'm cornering. Diya's holding on for a dear life onto the passenger grab rail. So yeah, straight line speed is amazing. Decent cornering speed. You cannot carry too much speed in the corners, unlike the regular lower cars. In the new Thar, yes, you can do highway touring, unlike in the previous Thar where it was noisy and it was cumbersome and you'd be tired by the end of the day. So in that sense, on road, the new Thar is beautiful. It's like an SUV. You've got all the comforts, all the creature comforts that you want. So it's a thumbs up there. So let's talk about what the Thar was originally built for: off-road. straight away, this I feel is a big improvement. Firstly, it's more planted. On the rocky bits in the earlier Thar, wherever it started bouncing, it kept bouncing over the rocks and it'd be like duk 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 duk. This one is definitely way more planted. It holds its line even at corners. It's not just thrown about because of the rocks. That's the first thing. So feels more steady even on bad sections. Secondly, there is no significant oversteering or understeering. I felt it's quite precise. I moved from my baby i10 to this big giant of a car, and I could drive it immediately even in traffic. It took me few minutes to just get a hang of the dimensions of the car. Thirdly, it doesn't rattle as much as the previous generation. The earlier Thar used to rattle a lot. In fact, as soon as you get into this Thar and you close the door, it closes with a lovely thud. Whereas the earlier one was all clanky, clank. There's none of the clankiness in this. It's really quiet. So yes, as far as the clanky bit of the Thar, that's gone. It doesn't rattle. It's like 5% of what it was earlier. It's really quiet. Another thing that I noticed in this Thar compared to the previous one, the previous Thar, when I was holding the steering wheel and if it was reading the terrain and the rocks, the steering wheel would just keep snapping in my hand. I would just lose it when it hit of the wheel. I was reading the rocky bits. It would just turn and just move in my hand. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. So there was always the danger of damaging my thumb if I had my thumb inside the steering wheel. Whereas the steering wheel isn't as jerky. It's nice. It holds even in really rocky bits. I'll show you some footage where I've gone through some rocky bits. It's nice. It's not jerky. It's not snappy. So there you go. It's a big improvement off-road. Definitely sturdy. In the corners, it's not obviously it's not going to be on rails like on tarmac. It moves, but nothing compared to the earlier Thar, which you just bounce about. By the time you reach your destination, the Thar is just bouncing. This doesn't bounce. It's nice. It's sturdy. Steering is precise. C8 dual sport tires are decent. Rattling is almost not there. So huge improvement. I just love it. Just rest my arm here. It's got a lovely rest. It's got a nice sporty steering wheel. It's got a great feel. You're on top of the world. You're driving a top car. I absolutely love it, man. And even we drove from what? Shimla to Tirthan? 7 hours. No fatigue, nothing. We were absolutely fine after all. It's a great vehicle. And there are a few things that I don't like, but like I told you, I'm not an auto journalist that I'm going to find some silly fault. Few things here and there that can be fixed, but 99% there's not much to complain about. You know what? I'm going to show you the one thing that might stop people from buying it. The boot space. You know what I was going to say? Those auto journalists that I love to make fun of, who are paid too much to talk nonsense. They'll say something like, this side view mirror is too big. They'll say something like, the matte finish on the steering wheel is not up to the mark. Did you see my eyes roll? Okay, so this is something that a lot of people have been talking about, boot space. Seriously, it's like nothing. There is absolutely nothing. I mean, once again, my poor little i10 is being brought into the comparison. My i10 has the same space, probably even more. There's no space. There's absolutely nothing. So you got to drop down the seat, and then this is a 75 liter backpack. And you toss it. That's Dia's bag. So yeah, you got to put the seats down. So that might be a bone of contention for some people, because honestly, the rear seat doesn't have too much leg room. I don't think two adults will be comfortable for too long. I will not sit for long distance in the back seat of this car for sure. Definitely not. I want to sit in the front. I want to sit in the passenger seat, not behind. So if you're a family of 4, this car is not for you. If you're a couple with 2 infants, this car is for you. But then you can't carry anything at the back. There's no boot space. So the best thing to do is just go 2 up. You and your partner, your friend, whatever, put the seat down, throw your stuff in, and just go, man. And anyway, for many people, the Thar is always a second car. It's always a lifestyle car, It's never their only car. Although this is trying to meet that demand of being your only car. This is as close as it gets to in India, as close as it gets to a proper dual sport vehicle. Like my Africa Twin is a proper dual sport motorcycle, on road, off road, touring, everything. This can do everything. It's a dual sport vehicle. So a lot of the old Thar owners and fans of this lovely vehicle complain. They're grumpy that the new Thar has lost its charm. It's not what it used to be. Do just ignore them. Trust me, this is a Thar. Definitely, it's a Thar. It's a much improved version of the previous Thar. When you drive it and when you live with it, this is an off-road machine built for off-road. It has a Thar gene in it, DNA. There's no problem. In fact, I just want to give a shout out to Mahindra. I'm so grateful and I'm so glad that Mahindra as a company has come this way. They've improved on a beautiful product. They've polished the edges. It's a great product to live with now. In fact, I just wish a company like Royal Enfield would take a page out of the Mahindra book. And instead of just constantly selling us their diesel generators, just same old products with great marketing strategies. I wish they looked at this. They saw the success that this is, how successful this is. There's a 9-month waiting on it. I'm sure the people of Mahindra are thrilled, and I don't blame them. It's a beautiful car. So yeah, it's still the same old Thar. It's just way better. Who should buy the new Thar? Anyone who loves going off-road, who's into adventure, who loves driving a rugged vehicle, he should go for it. But there's no room at the back. In the boot, there you have no boot space. So it's either you, 2 infants, or just you and your partner with lots of luggage. 2 people cannot sit in the back seat. Lastly, would I buy it? What do you think? With my eyes closed. In a heartbeat, I would buy this vehicle. Unfortunately, I live in Mumbai. Very crowded urban space. Very difficult to maneuver this beautiful monster in traffic. Because look at this. There's hardly anything to look out of and just reverse and get out of a tight situation. So that's the only reason I cannot buy this and keep this in Mumbai. But after this drive, now every time I'm going out on a road trip, 8-day, 10-day tour, and I'm in the mood to go in a 4-wheel drive and not take my car, is definitely going to be this. I'm going to rent this every time I'm on a road trip, whether it's up north, south, anywhere. This car can go anywhere. It's a beautiful dual sport machine. And guess what? I've been going up and down. There's been no dents, nothing. So it's a great build. Look, man, you can upgrade, go for better tires, improve, go for better suspension, do all your thing with the engine, whatever you want to. You've got the best package. Just work your way up. Just keep working your way up. We've taken it. It's got this good amount of kachra we've got in it. Nice, huh? Lovely. Chalo. I'll see you later. Diya, let's go for a drive. Let's go. Let's take this. Let's go here. And let's see where the road takes us. Some kacha rasta. Bye.